other who couldn't join the session today, they can also have the advantage to listen and learn from the YouTube channel. But if you have any questions that you want me to cover, don't ask questions on the group. Just put your question in the chat box, and I'll try to cover the question that I can in today's meeting. Um, Before we start the meeting, it's amazing. Wow, it's been a journey for me for last 10 years in tradings and coaching a lot of people, seeing a lot of people losing money, making money. Um, and every time I see something like that, it always makes me feel why people really lose money in this business. Of course, there's no guarantee that people are going to make money in this business. Of course, it's a up and down thing, but most of the people do lose money in this business because of their poor psychology into the trading, the mindset that people have in the trading coming to this market. People always think to be successful in trading, you have to have your time. Well, no, you don't need a time. People always think you have to be lucky. No, you don't have to be lucky. People always think you should have your good time on your side, your stars, whatever it is on your side to make the money. Everything that people say, it's BS. To be very honest, people try to give the excuse to the luck, to the stars, to the um, saying your time. It's all just an excuse more. Please unmute your line. It's more an excuse to say that you are not successful in the market. But what truly is in the market is, what do you know? What are your mindsets all about? Those who are joined the call today, we have about 18 people on the line. Everybody has a full-time job. And it's not that you don't have the money and you struggle for the money, that you need the trading to be a full-time and you wanted to make your career. No, people do trading most of the time because of the money, because they wanted to have an extra income. People think that extra income going to help you, um, you know, give your family what you need, and that's what people come to the trading. But coming to the trading without a knowledge, without knowing what you're doing, it's nothing more than like having suicide mission, because you're going to lose money. And when you lose money, people phrase this saying, it's because my time, it's because whenever I open the position, market always does it. I open call, it's going to put. I open put, it's going to call. It's not because of you. Don't have this mindset. Market is not knowing you, XYZ person. Market doesn't know you as a person that when you open the put position and it's going to go down. It's what do you feel and what do you assume in the market. And that's what goes wrong in the market for you sometime. When you come into the market without having absolute no knowledge about trading and you expect to make money, you won't. It's like me giving you putting you on a doctor exam, not knowing what the doctor is, what doctor do, and not knowing everything about it. You're gonna fail miserably. This is what exactly it's all about. In trading, if you want to be successful, you have to know in and out of everything. You don't have to be expert in it, but at least to know something, that know when to go into the position, when to open the position. What do you do? So when what do you have to do when certain criterias are met? Whether you should go in a call, you should go in a put. Often people worried about when the market going to come down, when the market going to come down. Why do you care? Why do you want to bring something down that's already up? Like, why? Who are you? Play the momentum, play the ride, go with the flow. Don't go against it. You and me, you and me can't even move the needle in the market. Forget about any kind of move. You and me can't even do anything like that. If you and me buy the Amazon 3,800 call for next week, it's not going to go there unless other people want it to be. So you always wanted to find yourself in between the game, not playing the game against the market. That's where people lose. If you're on the meeting today and you're still losing money in the market, that means something's wrong. You're doing something wrong here. The market's been an upside move since 2020 and also 2021. It's all-time high. And you're still losing money. Or you make money 1 month and you lose money 1 month, that means you're not consistent. And if you want to survive in this business, you have to be, you have to understand that you have to follow the rules and regulation that you set for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to get burned out. Then you're going to blame the luck, the time. It's not lucky for you. Market does this, and you won't be able to get to where you wanted to go in a short time. If you wanted to be successful in this business, You know what you should know the basic information about support and resistance. You should know about how the market gets supported, how the where the resistance are, how the market move, what the next set going to be. A little bit of basic knowledge. Not saying you need to be pro in it, but needs to know have the basic knowledge to see where the market's going to go and how the market's going to react. Without knowing all that, if you wanted to make the money, you won't be able to. So many people I've coached so far, they follow other people, have a private service, but they still lose money because you take two trades that are loser, but the winner that you don't take. And some of the trade you do take the loser one, you don't take the loss early and you let it slide it to 50, 60, 80, 90%, and then you lose all the money. And then you get frustrated and you're like, okay, this is not for me. I'm still losing money. And as I said, and I'm going to say this again, somebody's losing money. That's why you're winning the money. So when you lose the money, somebody's going to make the money because somebody's playing with the trend. And I don't care about everybody in the world. I would only care about the people that I know in my Discord, in my Twitter, and I can help you. I can't help the world because, the world's not following me. Whatever people follow me, I can help you to make consistent money. But as I said, you need to have rules and regulation in place. You need to have that mindset in place in order to be consistent with your profit. The winning mindset. The problem is also with the people that people wanted to be all over the place. One day you're following this stock. The moment Twitter says it's 300% up, you leave that stock and you go to something else because you are greedy. You wanted to be greedy. You want to make that money quick and run. It doesn't happen that way. If you stick to the process, if you stick to the rules that you create in the morning, and if you follow the rules, no matter what people says, maybe you don't have the winning in the beginning, but you have a small winning, but the time will come that you will hit the excuse me. The time will come that you will win the jackpot. And for that, you need to work hard. After 5 o'clock, people don't even look at the market, don't study, think what they did today. You don't even look at the charts. You don't even see where the support was for the previously and where the support next. For example, I said the snow gonna run the other day. Hold on, let me just open my chart, give you an example. 1 second, guys. For example, when I said the snow gonna run, why did I say that? What did I see? And I told everybody a jackpot and it ran crazily. The people didn't even notice. There are simple basic information that you need to see why this will break out. And then what I predicted on snow, there's no logic behind. I'll show you the logic. Anybody could have done it. You, if you know the chart, if you know the support and resistance, you could have done it too. But the problem is you focus on so many things that doesn't matter to you. You get blindsided by somebody's success with your failure. Because somebody's making 500% and you are only making 50%, you all of a sudden interested in that person and not in yourself. So you wanted to hide your failure with somebody's success. That's not how you're going to make money in this business. Nothing will matter to you, whether somebody's making 50%, 500%, 600%, doesn't matter. What are you making? That's more important to people than anything else. And if you still looking about other people's success and worried about other people, then sorry, it's going to be a big problem for you. You're going to find yourself in a losing stream again after a few months. And one day you will quit. One day you won't be in this business because then you will say, you know what? Market is not for me. I'm not lucky enough to be in market. There's no such thing luck. I tell you why. Because market has billions of people coming on a daily basis are buying different stock. It's not about the luck. It's about what pattern you pick, where the market is going. You know what the really luck is? When sometime position is going on your favor and all of a sudden the bad news comes in, that's called luck. It doesn't happen every day in the market. Someday you will lose money because of your luck, but most of the time you lose money is because of your failure with other people's success. Sometimes you lose money because you don't have enough knowledge of trading and you still wanted to trade. You jump into something without actually finding how deep the water is. You wanted to swim, but you don't know how to swim. You don't know how deep the ocean is. And that's what you need to measure in this business. The psychology, the trading, the pattern that are most important thing in this business. You wanted to be successful, but you don't want to do work for it, which means when was the last time you actually spent your weekend, not with the family, but looking at the chart and mistake you made? There are common thing you want to see, common sense. I'll show you what it is. For example, can you see my screen for the snow? Give me thumbs up. Awesome. So this is a snow chart that blew off yesterday crazily. Wow, what a run. How did I know that it would go? Look at this. Let me do the drawing first, and I'm going to show you. For the longest time, this is the pattern. The snow was just in the range between 251 and 234 for the longest time. And first time when it took off from 252, look at that big candle. That's called the breakout. Now, how do you know that's happening today? There's a time for it. You need to watch. It may not happen every day. You need to watch these things develop and keep eye on it. And when it take off, then you know that it's there, right there. This is the time. The exactly same thing happened to Tesla. I don't know if you remember this. I've been saying this a long time. When Tesla took off, I said, once it crossed 625 level, it's going to go crazy. And it did, went to almost 700. But what happened is we get so busy in the other stuff, looking at different things, we ignore these things. No matter what people says, you need to have a plan for yourself. If you're looking at something, just watch that particular stock. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. And when your time comes in, then you know it's going to be a jackpot for you. Don't worry about looking at a million things at a time. You're new to the market. You're not a multitasker right now. You need to create a list in the morning that is absolutely best setup in the technical. Why snow was perfect today? First example, according to Ichimoku line, it's about green and red. Chiku is free. That's the first thing you want to know. Second, MKD is just crossing on the upside. Third, sharp trend cycle. Soft trend cycle moving up, and then final one, the DMI indicator. Everything aligned and screaming that snow gonna run, and it did run. And it did. You need to watch for these kind of setup. When everything is perfectly aligning in 1 year daily chart, 4-hour chart. Thanks, Abu. I know you did, and a lot of other people did play snow according to my chart. Of course, I was busy with IWM and BA, and I don't have regret about missing something out because I never feel about, oh, wow, I missed that big run. Of course, I made my profit. I'm happy. Satisfaction is the number one guarantee in this business and number one thing to remember. If you're not satisfied with what you have, then it's going to be a problem. You celebrate something, what you have versus what you don't have. When you find something that is very profitable and you did, enjoy the success and not worried about, oh my God, I missed 700, 5,000% run versus I could have made money somewhere else. No, it's okay. You miss something today, doesn't mean you're going to miss every time. Maybe there's a time that you're going to get this back, maybe in the future. Don't worry about it. The Chiku free is not about the cloud. The Chiku free is about the candles. I'm showing you why the snow ran today. Of course, Chiku is already free. Green and the red line already crossed, and the candles above the green line. This is also the future cloud is also rising in the future. Span A and span B, and all other indicator also, and the volume is there to support the stock. The same exact volume, like when this almost ran like that in the snow. So this is the beginning of the snow to run. Chiku doesn't need to be below the cloud. It's only up needs to be above the candle. That's it. Cloud has nothing to do with the Chiku. All right. So this is the snow. I'm going to show you a similar example about Tesla when we had that run few weeks back. Same thing in the range. Remember, same thing, same setup. It's just sometimes matter of time. You're like, okay, how do you know that it's going to go up? But nobody knows. This is a stock market. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. It's because you need to watch these things on a daily basis. When you actually do your analysis, when you go home and review the stock, you got to wait for to see what is happening to the Tesla stock in the 1 year daily chart. What is the chart is looking? You got to look at the candle. You had the run and then down candle, then run, and then look at what happened next day. When the first candle gap up over the next candle, that's where you know that this is the beginning of the Tesla run. And it ran for 2 days straight and give you that profit. The first from 625 to almost 655, and the next day 655 all the way to 697 the very next day, and then cool off a little bit. After it cool off, people still try to think, oh, it's going to hit 900. No. Once you see the candles are, again, it's a pattern. Another pattern was just here. And it break the pattern and went down. You don't have to be assumptive and say, you know what, I'm going to go $900 call because now Tesla going to run. You don't know this because look at the pattern. Green, red, red, and all the way down. You have to wait for Tesla to cross certain level, and the level is 696 level. If Tesla can go above 696 and hold, the next one going to be 780, 800 easily. But that hasn't come yet. So you need to understand, and it's not a rocket science. You have to, as a logic, forget you have a cloud on your screen. You don't even know the cloud. That's okay. You don't have to know the cloud. You don't have cloud, no worries. Let me remove the cloud and show you something interesting. You don't even have a cloud. This is a plain chart you have. How do you know what's happening? You got to see where the Tesla had a gap fill. The last time Tesla went down from 781, then 751, and then almost at 716, and then 705. These are the levels that you need to draw for yourself in a 1 year daily chart. Especially when the people who are working full-time job, you have to remember one thing. Every Friday or every other Friday, you're already getting your paycheck. So you're not a poor, you're not a broke. Then why do you have to force yourself to trade every day when the setups are not good? Why can you train your mind to wait for the right setup and right timing to trade where you can make really good money? You need to wait. This business is about waiting for the right time to enter the position. If you're going to trade every day with the money you have in the account, you're going to lose. And it also depends on what sector you're trading in. And you also have to, before you trade, you also have to watch the index. Each and every stock is in a different index. NASDAQ, ES, Dow Jones, Russell, they all have a different company in it. And they all have a impact based on the index impact. For example, when the index go down, no matter what the strongest the stock is, it will go down. Snow is an exceptional story because it's a breakout. So Snow didn't care about the NQ. That's a different story. But look at Amazon on Friday. Look at Apple on Friday. After a certain area they reached, they stopped and then went down. And that's exactly what we did. We went to the Amazon put on Friday and we made good money. We get out because I knew the weakness in the Amazon stock. And when the NASDAQ get weaker, the Amazon get even more weaker. Every index has a company that impact. For example, when banks start to go down, the Dow will go down too, because most of the bank, JP Morgan, GS, they're in the Dow Jones. You have to know the index impact on the market, how the index will move and how the market will move. You can't open the position without knowing where the market is going. If you know the Apple is moving, but the NASDAQ is not moving, sooner or later, you will see the Apple will come down to it. Market goes up. Yes, market can run all the time, but you also have to understand the direct correlation between the index and the stocks that you watch. Most of the people, we have 25 people on the line. The most of the people here only watch FANG stock or the well-known stock. They all stocks have a value in different index. S&P has a 7 or 9 different sectors that make the S&P 500. If you want to short the S&P, you got to see if the S&P sectors are down or up. You can short the S&P when the XLF, XLU, XLK, other sectors are up and thinking the S&P going to go down. No, it won't go down. 5 sectors, 7 sectors, whatever sector you're watching in S&P, you got to see when you want to short it. This understand the psychology of really important. When I said yesterday or day before yesterday, the IWM going to run, how did I determine that? With the strength in the future. Always remember this. When you see the IWM started running higher than Dow and NASDAQ and S&P, that means they're getting the strength in the future. You should always have a future added in your charts. If you don't have the future code, I'll give it to you. Those who have account with TD, I'll send it to you later on. But you should always have the future code, which is NASDAQ future, Dow future, Russell future, and NQ future. And those future will tell you where the market is going. Remember also, future expire after 90 days. So after 90 days, you have to add the new code in your phone. So if you see my phone setup, I have the future code on it. Yes, putting the dash in front of you. You got to put the dash in front of it otherwise you won't get the future. Yes, that's the code for the NASDAQ, dash NQ21. And that future expires in 90 days. So after 90 days, you have to add the new future to make sure to see how the market is going to run tomorrow or how the market opened. The future predict the market opening the next day. The future tells you where the market is opening, what's going to happen. And based on the future, you will get determination to see what's going to happen to the stock the next day or how the future going to react. When you open any position, any other position, any FANG stock or any other stock, you always wanted to see where the future is for those stocks and how the future will have impact. And I'll give you another example. If the NASDAQ future started running and it's going really, really up, then it's going to continue with the other stock. The other stock will later on catch the momentum. Some stock will sell off in the morning, but when the NASDAQ future will pick up, the stock will pick up and they will go green. NVIDIA, for example, on Friday, it was 790, and from 790, it went to all the way to 802. Why? Because the strength in the NASDAQ. Of course, the volume and everything matter, but there's a direct correlation between the future NASDAQ and the other company that are in the NASDAQ. How do you know what company is in it? You can Google it. You can go to TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim software, and you can go to Market Watch and see what companies under what to see how the company will have the future, what company will have what index and how they react differently on the next day. You can see that. In the future codes are different in the Thinkorswim and on the phone app. In the Thinkorswim, the future code is -NQ. But in the phone app, it's different. So you always have to figure it out which one it is that you wanted to add. But today, I want to talk about the people who are working full-time and not do this, the training full-time and still have a full-time job. How do you really want to make the money? Well, how do you really know what to open, when to open, and how to focus and not worried about other things? You can set up the cloud in the Thinkorswim by going into the studies, type Ichimoku Cloud, and then set it up. But before you set it up, make sure you read about it, or else you won't understand how the cloud works. And don't try something if you don't know completely about something you're going to try for the first time. So the people who have a full-time job, as I always said, you need to be thankful that every other Friday you are getting XYZ dollar in your bank account. So the money is not what you need. You may be here for your passion because you love the market. Of course, money is the factor, but it's also very important how well do you spend your time studying and understanding when and how to open the position. It's really important that you understand that there are certain parameters meet and then you can only go in the position, or else you will not going to act on it. You're just going to pass and say, okay, you know what, it's not worth my time, I'll leave it. For example, I'll give you the one scenario. This is a Home Depot and I'm going to open the 4-hour stock. Let's say you're working and you're full-time employee. This is the nice run in Home Depot. Like, oh my God, you missed it. But if you're a full-time worker and you want to open a big swing position 2-3 weeks out, this is the time right here you need to watch for. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what to watch for. I'm not going to go into detail because we don't have a time, but I'm just going to tell you one secret to watch for. When you want to open a long position in a 4-hour chart, you always want to make sure the T and the K line on the cloud. And most of the people on this line had a one-on-one session with me, so they already know what the T and K line means. If you don't know, you can Google it, or you can ask me a little bit later after the session. The T and the K line is the primary source. Will tell you that now it's setting up for the bullish momentum. Now the Home Depot is ready to run. So first thing you need to wait for the green and the red line to cross. Second most important thing you need to watch for the Chiku line. Now remember this, Chiku line is a lagging indicator. It's always going to be 26 candles behind. So this is the first step. The second step you need to watch, the Chiku will break above the candle. When Chiku break above the candle and go free, the momentum going to be bullish. That's the second thing you need to watch. Third and the final part to watch, when the cloud go from red to yellow. So let's say you enter it here, open the Home Depot position, and remember that those who work full time, you have to go 3 weeks out. You can't go for weekly because premium DK, you have a full time job, you don't have time to watch it, and you lose money. So go 3 weeks, 4 weeks out at least. Even though you pay more money, but it's going to be well worth it when the stock run. After you open the position here, you got to see one thing. You see the cloud resistance is up there right here. Until the stock break the cloud resistance, it's not going to go anywhere. So you can open it here, take your profit here, and then re-enter it here or here, because look at this, what happened when finally Home Depot broke the cloud support. From that day, 312, in next 5 days, 7 days, it went to 324. So if you had a 3 weeks out of contract, you would easily made 200-300% profit, which is more than the salary you would receive after tax on Friday. If you can do this, why you have to worry about doing trade every single day? Yes, you can do custom buy order, you can do set the limit, but always remember you can go 2-3 weeks out with the peace of mind. You already have a job. You're not looking for money. And the more you look for money and run behind the money, the more the money will go away from you. The money doesn't like that kind of stuff. And that is what my psychology is. I don't care about the money. I look at for the setup, which helped me get 50, 20, 100, 200% profit. The psychology of the market is also very important. And how do you develop the psychology? By just looking at the market trend. Yes, T and K cross mean T line needs to be up, the K line needs to be down. That means green line is my T line, the K line is my red line. So T line needs to be up, K line needs to be down. That's the first parameters to watch when you open any position. When I say the trading psychology, what that means is know how the market is reacting. When you have four futures up, NASDAQ, Dow, ES, Russell, you know which one is strongest, which one is the weakest. For example, on Friday, Dow was the strongest, and then ES was IW was the second strongest, ES was the third, and the last one was the NASDAQ. When IW is up, Wayne, LVS, airlines going to be up because most of the airlines and other companies are in the small cap. So they will be started running as well. So when the IWM is up, all the airlines will go up. When the NASDAQ started running, most of the stock in NASDAQ will start running. Of course, all the FANGs and other stocks. And when the Dow is running, all the banks, BA, Airbnb, these are the other companies, they will run too because they're also in Dow. So each and every stock is a different correlation in the market. And you're able to understand that. Like BA, for example, we opened the BA. Of course, we didn't lose any money. We still opened or have the position, but it didn't run as much as we wanted to run because it was in the range. So it was getting rejected on 240, 55 levels. So when it breaks, see there's a cloud resistance right here, 242. And that's why I opened 2 weeks later, 245 call, because tomorrow, Monday, there's a cloud resistance. Tuesday, there's a cloud resistance. After Wednesday, the resistance will come down. BA is in Dow, yes. So after the resistance come down, then the stock will take off. So sometime you need to be patient and wait for the time for the stock to start flying. Of course, we didn't lose any money. We didn't make too much profit. We closed in profit, of course, on Monday, or on Friday. Sorry, it was around 440, and my entry was 320. So we had a little bit of profit, but the time will come. Well, this will go crazy like snow, but not right now. Right now, it's just in that zone. We'll see what happened on Monday. When you open the position, you have to make sure that certain parameters are met in the position and not just the news driven only. Of course, we had a China news that helped the stock to gap up and it's holding very nicely. That means there's a more chance that BA will break out in coming weeks. And I'm looking at a 250, 255 target within 2 weeks. Yes, a lot of option flow coming to BA, which also help you to tell you that it's going to break out. It's not looking bearish in a 4 hour chart. Of course, there are certain things not met here. The Chiku is almost getting ready to break out. The TNK line will cross on Monday. I know the cloud from the inside and out. I can predict the breakout. You can, because you still learning. I know exactly how the cloud going to react in a different time frame, and see what the next step going to be. So that's the reason I was in it early, because if you look at the longer other time frame, it's already started breaking out. Look at the 1 hour, it's already bullish. And you see the entire time, the chart, the candle is above the green line, which is a great thing. Chiku's already up. So you don't have to watch just the one time frame, but different time frame to see what is happening. And second thing is also, it's also getting breakout from the cloud right here on a 1 year daily chart. So that's another piece of information that we need to know. But overall, 1 year daily chart looking still bearish, but if it can go above the red line, then it will start turning bullish in a small time frame. Can you use Can you use the Ichimoku to trade entry exit fundamentals strong stocks with expectation to? No, you cannot use this theory to for the earning time, because earning times nobody knows how the stock gonna go, how the stock gonna react. So you cannot use this theory, and I don't use this theory for the earning time because everything might be looking really bullish on the earning time, but everything can change on the earnings too. So I would rather not trade. I tell you one more thing: until you have $100,000 in your bank account, you should not be trading on the earning anyway, because earning is a 50-50. I don't like 50-50 short. I would rather we be really know what I'm doing versus all night I'll be up looking at the earning next day with the hope that I'm going to make the money, and next day I won't make the money. I don't like that part, because people always, when people open the position on the earning, they keep something in their mind. Oh, wow, it's going to go 10%. I'm going to make $5,000. No, it doesn't happen. That's all in your mind, and that's not going to happen. So I don't play earnings. I don't recommend people to play earnings. And it's not only 50-50 shot, Tommy, it's even worse than that, because you pay the most expensive price for the option and you will lose the most also at the same time. And you have that hope, and the more you lose, the more the discouragement you get in your life, and then you most get away from it. If you already lost so much already in your life and you want to cover the money, this is not the way you're going to do it, because the more you lose, the more you play, and the more you lose again. If you can skip that 3 days or one day of the earning, I'll give an example. When I first started trading, me and my buddy, we were trading Netflix, and there was earning time. And I'm talking about when Netflix was $200, $100 stock. And after the earnings, sometime it goes 10%, 15%. Um, and he said, looks like last earning was 10%. This earning is going to go 10%. I said, I don't know. So he played the earning, and then stock opened flat next day. He paid $5, $500 for 125 call or something. And then that stock was worth nothing because it didn't move much, and the value next day open was 50 cents. So, and then I pick up that 50 cents contract because we had a time for the couple of next week for the further price, 50 cents. And I ended up getting $3 on 50 cents versus he lost 50 cents from $5. So the moral of the story is sometime after the earning, the stock will sell off or stock will go off. You rather go in that time because you pay less money, but with the peace of mind that the earnings already there, now it's going to run. And I tell you one thing, some stock have a tendency to lose on the earnings night and run the next day. So I would rather have you wait for that time period versus, you know, just go with the hope that you're going to make money. Yes, span A should be above span B in the for the long position. Um, the cloud needs to be thick and yellow for the long position when you open, especially the people who are working full time. You need to, you have a different scanner, you have a different stock that you're looking at already. You need to be just patient with the time set. Sometimes you need to see the 4 hour chart, and when the T and K line align, that's where you go into position, or else you're not going to touch it. And starting today, commit yourself or promise yourself that you're not going to do a suicidal mission like playing Lotto Friday. Well, yes, sometimes Lotto Friday going to be really profitable to you. 30 cents into $5, $5 into $100. That's your good day. It's okay. But it would rather make you consistent profit versus just focusing on the Lotto. And what are you going to do it? Remember this, if you're trading on Monday and if you have a full-time job and you're not going to be watching the market, go for 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out. Even though you pay more money, but at least you will have to have you have a peace of mind that you're going to lose money if something goes wrong tomorrow. You will have time to get out. Also, people always have a problem with the exit strategy, entry, loss, and profit. You gotta understand from the base of the size of your account that no matter what, if the account goes to 30% loss, I'm gonna get out of here no matter what. And if you can't control this, you need to reshape your mind. For that, either you can meditate, either you have the strong willpower that you can support yourself, or I'm not gonna advertise anything, but you can join my 3 months program where I re-engineer your brain and tell you how to overcome the objection. It's up to you how you want to do it. But if you can't control the mind, if you can't take the loss, then leave the business right now because you're going to bleed yourself more in the future. 30% you have to get out unless you see the value, unless you see you have a time and you see something else that's coming. But that's why I said never play weekly, because in weekly, you're going to be down 30% in 5 minutes, versus if you're 3 weeks time, you could be down 30% in 50 minutes. And that 50 minutes was enough time to make you decide what do you want to do. Everybody do the same thing, not only you folks. Everybody do the same thing. Everybody lose the runner for the longest time and profit take too early. Why can't we just reverse it? For that reason, as I said, you need to re-engineer your brain. Yes, 30-40% is a good, Raj, but it's all depends on what time frame you have, what stock do you have, how much time do you have left, and what the technicals are saying. Sometimes if you open the position based on 15-minute chart and you already lost 25-30%, but the 4 hour looking really strong, then you know the run gonna come. It also depends on what time frame and what things you have seen to enter the position. And also, important thing to understand in the stock market is your mindset is the most important thing in anything you do here in the option market, because the option is not like a stock, right? You hold the stock for a long time, you're gonna make good profit, no problem. But if you play the options, you need to be quick. You need to be either able to control the profit right away, or you just don't do it. Sometimes people go in the morning at 9:30, right at the market open, and then position backfire at them. Why? Because you haven't seen the technical yet. The market just opened. It's going to be different volatile and different volume. You need to wait for the market to settle. The 95% people lose money between 9:30 to 10 because they can't seem to have the direction. If you want to trade between 9:30 to 10, which is more risky but also very much profitable, you got to see the future trend. If the future is positive and rock and rolling and is going up, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell, or ES, then you go with the stock that are associated with the stock to go up. I'll talk about that right in a minute. How do I find different stock? We'll come to it. But understand, when you want to go in the morning for the first 5 minutes, 15 minutes, look at the strength of a particular stock you're watching. Looking at the strength of the particular stock with the strength in the index will help you make the profit. But sometimes you need to be quick. You make 30 to 40% in 5 minutes, you should get out if you have the morning trade. And also always remember this: when you open trade based on the 15-minute or 5 minute, then your profit is going to be quicker than 4 hours and 1 hour. So it depends on what time frame you're looking at it. If you're looking at 4 hour time frame, then you can swing it, you can wait because it still look bullish. 15-minute, it's dangerous too sometimes, because if you can't take the profit and certain thing goes wrong, you're never able to get the profit back again. The beta of the stock will never change. It will always remain the same. If you find the high beta stock, which is really going to help you because those stock will move the most, and that's what is going to help you. I don't have a list that I create in the morning, but I also have the watch list that I do at the night to see which stocks are really looking great. I also have the scanner. A lot of people, you already have the scanner that you can run in the morning to see which stock is moving. And that's how I find certain stock. I've been coaching to my people. In my first batch, they have the scanner. They run the scanner in the morning to see which stocks are moving. And the second thing is, if you don't have the scanner, that's okay. You have your list of the stock already in your portfolio. Neo, AMD, these are the well-known company you already have. These well-known company, you can just keep eye on it for the breakouts. Always remember, always be patient with your entry, because if you can be patient with your entry, you will be pleased with your profit. If you can be patient with your entry, you won't be pleased with your profit. Patient means certain parameters will have to align, or else you're not going to open the position. If certain things happen certain way, then you're not going to do this. Some people try to get the entry early. Oh, I think Tesla going to hit 900. I think Amazon going to go to 4,000. It doesn't work that way. I tell you one thing: all the people who are in my program so far, everybody has a full-time job. Nobody is doing this for a living. They all either drive Uber, they have a business, they are IT, they're nurses, and they are still in the program because they're still learning. And what I just told you today is just the 1% of the market. There's just so much deeper into this, which I don't have time right now to go in one-on-one. But if you want to join the one-on-one, you can message me later on my Discord and we'll talk about it, what I offer. Because if you're losing money, if you don't have the knowledge, you need to get the knowledge. I need to re-engineer your brain by putting strict rules in place. And that's how I coach. I just don't coach market only. I coach people how to control your emotions, how to control your excitement. How do you prepare yourself? And I always say this, and people already know this: the income will never far exceed your personal development, which means you can only make the money of what you are, who you are as a person for the last 30, 40, 50, 70 years. If you're struggling, it's because of your behavior issue. You're struggling because you still can't control certain things in your mind. For that, we need to have different session, different time, different things to work out. But right now, on this session, on a general session, all I can say that everything happened to you in the stock market or option market, it's in your hand. You see that loss go from 10%, 15, 30, 50, or 100. You control that, not me. You see the profit go from 50 to 150 to 200. You control that, not me. And how do you control that? By getting the deeper knowledge of the market. You can't go swim into something that you don't know how deep it is. If you can't figure this out and you still want to make money, you're going to lose more money. This isn't about the money. This is about getting yourself excellence in the technical analysis, knowing when to act on a certain position. You can pay whoever you want. You can pay whoever you want for the service you received. If you're not going to learn, if you're not going to work hard, you're not going to make the money. Just think about this, okay? Put it this way. It takes 8 years. It takes 8 years to be a doctor to make $250,000 a year. 8 years. 500,000 in student loan to make 250 or 300,000 a year starting salary. In trading, it takes 2 years to make 300,000. How? By getting the knowledge. I make more than a doctor. I make more than a surgeon because I know what I'm doing. You can be that next person only if you know what you're doing, or else you will make less than a McDonald's employee and you keep losing money. 8 years to be a doctor, 2 years to be the trader. Easy, very easy. But it all depends on how you do it. What's in your mind? How you control the market, how you control your emotion. If you feel certain things, certain way, that market is against me, I'm not lucky enough, as soon as I open the position, it goes wrong. It's you are the problem, not the market. You are the problem. Right now, I can tell you, because you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to open the position. Then do your full-time job. Don't be a trader. You're still making money, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, whatever you make a month. You still have a good family life. You don't have to be broke. And then like, oh, I lost all my money in the market. I don't know what to do now. Because you still don't want to change yourself. Every time, and I tell you this true story, this is also applied to me when I was losing. After my loss in the beginning, I was like, you know what? Tomorrow is the new day. Tomorrow, I'm not going to do anything. Tomorrow, it's the solution. Tomorrow, I'm going to be great. I'm going to control my loss. And guess what? 9:30 happens and everything go the hell out of my mind. I'm like, what just happened? And the next day, I'm losing another $1,000. And that day, the same thing at the night. Next day, I'm not going to make the mistake. I'm going to change my mind. Third day, the same thing happened. And sometimes you think, why it keep happening to you? If you're losing money one day, second day, third day, fourth day, 5, 6, 7, why you keep losing money is because you don't have the personality to be in the market, or your mind is not ready. Because your mind's going to fool you. It pull you from different direction all the time. As I said, other people makes the money, you see that, and then your mind attract to them. Oh, let me try this guy. This guy, it says, Rippy, he's making so much money, 500%. Let me follow him and I will make money. You follow him, you pay money, you lose money. Then you go to somebody else. This guy, he makes 700% today. Let me follow him. No matter what, follow yourself, follow your inner voice. By following someone, if you can make the money, then we would not have this 24 people in the batch right now learning about the options. Or not gonna anybody follow me on the Discord or the Twitter if everybody can just make money by following someone. Everything that you do, everything that you have wanted to accomplish in this business, it's all start with your mindset that you have. How can you expect to make money on something that you just coming in less than 6 months ago, 1 year ago? Take 4 years to become an engineer. Take 5 years to become MBA. Take 7 years, 8 years to be a doctor. But how can you be a trader less than a month? When you don't know anything about it. Some people, they are in the business for 1 year, 2 years. They still lose money. Some people are here for the decades, 20 years, 30 years, still losing money. I had a guy I coached 3 weeks ago, 65-year-old, still losing money. He said, I'm losing money since I'm 40 years old. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. 25 years, you're losing money? Wow, something's wrong. So you decide, as I always said, you make or break your future. It's in your hand. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. If you can't control your mind, if you can't control the mindset, leave the business tomorrow, because you're going to find yourself bankrupt in a credit card debt, personal loan, home equity, mortgages. You're never able to repay those things back again. Just do the stock. At least it will help you in the long run. But if you come into the ocean of option, be better ready for what you know, how you do it. Ask questions, get to know the market, look at the fundamental, observe the market, you will know. Not saying that you have to be multitasker, especially people who have a full-time job. If you want to be successful, full-time people, listen to this carefully. Open the position for 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 months, 8 weeks out. You have the money. You're not broke. You have the money. People who are working full-time make $50,000 to $200,000 a year. You have the money. So control your mind, wait for the right setup. Nobody's telling you to trade every day. You don't have to trade every day. And last thing I want to say, I will talk about the mentorship program, but we don't have enough time. And of course, I'm already using a lot of my energy, and I'm already under the weather right now. But I get excited when I see people lose money, not because I love that part, but I feel bad about how people jumping into something without knowing what the coming next to them. And if you want to make money starting today, as I said, you need to put a work to it. Work means get the fundamental knowledge. I'm not saying that I'm the best one to get the knowledge to. Now go to YouTube, go to Google. I don't force people to come to my training. I just tell people, you want to join, you can. If not, go to Twitter, go to Google. There's a lot of education there. But stick to the one rule. The problem is all of you right on the meeting, you keep changing your setup. Somebody use volume, and then you say, hey, how do I get the volume indicator here? And then you get the volume. Somebody use MKD, you go like, how do I get the MKD? And all of a sudden you have 15 different indicator. And guess what? You don't even know how to use the one. Use just the one. I tell you one thing again, all the indicators most of the time works the same way, just different uniqueness in the indicator. What it is, we'll talk more a little bit later. So follow what you can, just the 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, not be every indicators. There's a million indicators. You want to see how many indicators in TOS? Look at this. Study strategies, million. Can you be pro in all of them? No. But when you learn, when you grow, you will be set for the life, because the education I provide, the knowledge that I give will remain with you all the time. If you're willing to learn, I'll be more than happy to coach you to what you need to know about the market. And slowly, you will able to understand the psychology of the market. It takes time. It doesn't come tomorrow. It takes 45 years to be a surgeon, and you still can't do a good operation sometime. So how can you be expert in something tomorrow? So don't worry about being expert on everything. At least be expert in opening position and closing position in profit. If you can do this, that's all you need. If you can make consistent profit $50 a day with 5-day winning, 1 day losing, still it's a good money. Never set the target of XYZ money I want to make in a day, because you don't control the profit. Your mind and market does. So all you have to say yourself that every day I want to make profit. $10 is a profit too. 5,000 is a profit too. 50,000 is a profit too. Doesn't matter. Never put the amount. When you put the amount in your brain look for that amount, and you will not get you satisfied until you have that money in your profit. So never set the target. If you want to set the target, then say one thing to yourself, that starting Monday, I'll only open the position if it makes sense, or else I'm just going to stay out and not even do anything. This isn't a casino, guys. This isn't a casino that every time the roulette table runs, you have to bet on it. And if you're that much into the betting and all that, leave the market, go to the casino. At least you'll have some sort of chance to make money. Here, this isn't a casino. And people who tell the stock market is casino because they don't know what the market is. The market is much more beyond than just the gambling. This is a strategy. This is a game of profit and loss. It's not a game of luck. Oh, I'm not lucky enough to make money in the market, because you don't know nothing about the market. If you want to learn and grow, then, as I said, work around it, work hard for it, and know the technical. And before I leave, let's just see this one stock right now, one chart, few charts. I'll tell you one thing. What I see in very soon, there will be a rotation of the tech into the airlines. Thank you, buddy Jay-Z. There will be a rotation from the tech to the different sector, because the America opening up, until the Delta variant is not affecting U.S. economy or opening economy or anything like that, the travel sector will continue to get pushed. The one good thing is now on the low, which is the Southwest Airlines, the very first time the candles now opening above the green line. That's a very good sign. Not saying it's a bullish sign that you should go long in the position, no, but this will be a good for scalping for the next few weeks. So you need to watch this airline stock for the next week, because airlines going to be really going to be profitable for you next week as travel sectors coming back. Love, AAL, Dell, DAL, UAL, all these companies, you need to keep eye on it. Airbnb, also great company. As the travel sector come back, sooner than later, that will also take off. I see Airbnb at 170 by August, but don't go crazy tomorrow and buy 170 call. Wait for the confirmation, because you paid a good price and you get the best return. So 4-hour chart for the LUV is looking much better, because it broke the green and the red line resistance. Now there's a big resistance right here, 53.86, and yellow line is 55. After that, the stock will run to 59.60. So one free tip I can tell you for all of you in this group: watch the travel sector next week. Forget the Apple, forget the Netflix, forget Google. Just focus on the travel sector next week. IWM. That's gonna be a way. I think you're gonna start week with going into. Yes, Wayne also. We got stuck in a Wayne, but Wayne, LVS, MGM, all the hotels, resort company, it's gonna get some momentum next week, because I think now it's time for some rotation. But always watch how the bond yields doing, how the banks are doing, and then also look at the IWM index, because IWM and Russell related to small cap. If the Russell starts to go down, the small cap will go down. If the Russell will go up, the small cap will go on. You can Google this. Saying I don't know. I only know that Love AAL is in the small cap. You can find which company in the small cap in the TD Ameritrade account or Thinkorswim account. If you have it, you can go under Market Watch, and it gives you the list of all the stocks in one index or whatever index they are in, and that will help you to see when to open the position or what to do. So one free tip: travel sector is amazing. Always watch for the breakouts. When I said the breakout means you need to, yes, cruise line also. The breakout means the T and K line cross in a 4-hour time frame. Chiku is getting free. These are the two things you want to watch if you follow the cloud theory. If you follow some other theory, then you got to see where the high and low off for that particular stock in last 10 days. What the highest point that IWM started going down or Love started going down, and was the lowest point, it started going up. That's how you're also going to find the support and resistance. Okay. Can't talk more, guys. Of course, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but thank you so much for joining. If I can be any help, anything you know after the meeting, you can message me on a Discord and or Twitter, and then we'll talk more. But thank you so much for your time. Hope you have a great weekend with your family. After you spend some time with family, spend some time in the market, looking into fundamental to see what you need for next week and how you're going to get prepared for next week. Thank you. Have a great day.